And welcome back to the channel where we talk about only good comics. I'm Brant, and this is Friday First. This is the after Christmas edition of the series where we talk about those brand new number one issues, new character debuts, new story arcs, and the like. And this week is the last comic week of 2025 and the last number one issues we're going to get of the year. And yeah, it's a very small show. There's not that many. It is the top three, but we're going to go through them. And before I get into all of that, I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Hope you got to spend time with your loved ones, got everything you wanted to get, got to give everything you wanted to give. And for those celebrating Boxing Day, Happy Boxing Day as well. And any other holidays that are today. I don't know. I'm ignorant towards all the other holidays that are going on, but whatever you're celebrating, I wish you well. So, with that said, and since a couple of things are my background, I'll just talk about a couple of things I got. You can't really see it back here. I need to like figure out where to put it or get some light back there. But there's this big Snake Eyes and Timber from GI Joe statue back there, which is really cool. That's like one of my favorite things, and goes well with my Scarlet one. So that's really cool. And then this thing, which I'm considering replacing the Avengers pictures in the back with this, which I think is really cool, to go right under the Marvel ones. So we'll see. But those are two of the cool gifts that I got that are in my specific fandom, Spider-Man and GI Joe, of course. And then I got a new phone case, and with it, my first ever pop socket, which is a Spider-Man pop socket, which is really cool. So yeah, that's just a little taste of what my Christmas has been like, and I'm very, very pleased. Fairly modest, but still got some really cool gifts. So I'm really happy about my holiday experience, and I hope you are too. So, but with that said, let's get into the last first issues of the year, which are coming out, of course, next week, December 31st, New Year's Eve. If your comic shop is open, if not, probably a day early or maybe a couple of days late, depending on your shop, probably. So I would imagine they'll probably have them up on Tuesday if they don't have them up on Wednesday, or they'll have them on Friday because they're obviously not going to be open on New Year's Day, typically speaking. So just check with your local comic shop and see what your shop is doing, so you know when to go get your comics. But either way, last new issues of the year 2025, and of those we have three big number ones. Two of them are event ending. They're all three Marvel books this week, so we're gonna not waste any more time. We're gonna just dive right into these three books. All right, first up we have X-Men Age of Revelation finale. Obviously, issue one. This is the end of this X-Men event or non-event, depending on your outlook of this. But it had to make the list because it is a finale, and as disappointed as I have been with the event overall, I'm still curious to see how they get things back to where they need to be and how we head into this new era of X-Men. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to wrap it up. It says, there's a quote here from, I'm assuming from Revelation. It says, "I have plotted the way forward for this species, for this world, for all of us. I do not do this out of anger, but of love. I do not do this for love of power, but hatred of it. I was charged with ensuring the survival of the fittest. I am ensuring the survival of everyone." And as we got revealed, and this is a spoiler alert, so if you've not read it yet, be aware. In the last issue of Book of Revelation that came out this week, well, I won't fully spoil it. I'll just say Revelation, his plans came to fruition. I think it was in that book. It was in one of the books, one of the Age of Revelation books. I think it was that one though, where his plan came to be. Oh, it might have been in Omega Kids issue number 3, actually. So his plan was revealed, what he is actually planning on doing with humanity and everything. But the truth of the matter is, this is 10 years into the future, and they've put kind of plans in action to thwart this before it began, or this and that. We know this is not how things are going to end because these series are ongoing forever as long as there are comics, right? So they're not going to let things get to this point ever. So we know it's going to be undone, and that's kind of the unfortunate, truth of these kind of events. And I feel like this particular event was supposed to be an unofficial sequel or kind of follow up to Age of Apocalypse, um, and it just didn't have the same. I don't know, the same punch that that one did, because I think the shock of Professor X at that point in time, being taken off the board and seeing what the Marvel Universe would have looked like without him, was a much more interesting um, premise than, oh, what if in the future the era of Apocalypse decides to remake the world in his own image? Um, we knew it wasn't gonna last. With Age of Apocalypse, it felt like there could be some things that would stick after it, and there were. With this, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like they're gonna undo it. So, um, but at all that said, trying to think of something positive here. I'm very curious to see how they rewrite it. We have Revelation on the cover there. We've got Cyclops, who is his past self in his future self's body. Um, at on his knees in front of him. So we'll see how that all plays out if you are still reading this. But the great thing about this is, with this being the end, now we can jump forward after this issue into whatever comes next for the X-Men, and hopefully it's a better run. Next up, we have Sorcerer Supreme issue number 1, and this is basically a continuation of the Scarlet Witch saga that Steve Orlando has been telling for several years now, through 5 volumes, I believe, of the Scarlet Witch series under different, subtitles and whatnot. But it's been a continuing saga with the same writer throughout this run, telling Wanda's story. And it's been a fun story for me. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is selling well, and it's selling well in trades and all of this. And so people are interested in this. And I'm one of them. I've loved every single arc, every single issue of this series. It's the art has been vibrant and fun. The stories have been interesting. The concept of her having this little curio shop that has this magical door that pops up when someone needs help, and just happens to wander into the store and sends Wanda and her companions off on this adventure to kind of help save the day, while there's been different subplots running through different volumes and stuff. It's been a well constructed story. It's been a fun story. It's made Wanda interesting again and kind of fun and lighthearted. For so long after House of M and all of that stuff, we saw a very dark and very guilt ridden version of Wanda Maximoff. And so I'm happy to see a different version of her throughout this run. And I feel like this has given us the character back, and it's given the character new life. And now she's going to be Sorcerer Supreme on top of that. So I'm excited to see how this happens and how she does with the role. Obviously, it's a temporary situation. Eventually, it's always going to find its way back to Doctor Strange. That's just the way it goes. But for now, she's getting the full thing. She rescues the Cloak of Levitation and the Eye of Agamotto from Doom's Fall, and she's been chosen to take up that mantle. And we're going to see how that weighs on Doctor Strange and how that affects the overall Marvel universe, if it does at all. We're getting a bunch of the Scarlet Witch supporting characters in this. Amaranth is going to be in here. Who else? We've got Agatha Harkness is going to be in here. Clea Strange, and Dormammu. All these characters that we associate with this corner of the Marvel universe are going to be present. So Wiccan is also going to be there as well. So really excited to see what Orlando has in store for Wanda Maximoff next. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Ultimate Endgame issue number 1. Obviously, the finality of this third try at the Ultimate Universe. this is like the third event to end it, to close it down, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I've miscounted there. Maybe there's more, maybe there's less, but it feels like they've tried to kill the kill the Ultimate Universe so many times. But this one felt abrupt, right? Um, Ultimate Spider-Man, we found out really late that it was going to be ending. Ultimate Wolverine just, um, you know, about halfway through the arc, kind of got on track. I know kind of reviews for Ultimate Wolverine are polarizing, but I've really enjoyed the series. I think it's fantastic, and it's the X-Men book that we deserved. Instead of what we got with Ultimate X-Men, we got Ultimate Wolverine, which we didn't get enough of him with the other X characters. But what we did get, I thought was a lot stronger and more reminiscent of an X-Men book than the other one. But it's all coming to an end. Here we are at the end game. 2,000 years have passed in the Ultimate Universe, it says, but two within, waiting on the city. We've had this countdown through Ultimates. We've had the build up in Ultimate Spider-Man, the war shown in Ultimate Wolverine, whatever's been happening in Ultimate X-Men, because I haven't been reading that title. And now, it's all coming to a head here. Inside the city, the Maker has had thousands of years to prepare. So that's basically, it's been 2 years in the Ultimate Universe time, but 2,000 within the city. The barrier around the city's gone. Heroes all across the universe are getting together, and we're going to see what happens. Does it survive? Does it change? Does it go back to what it was? We don't know, but we're going to find out in Ultimate Endgame. This is 32 pages for $5.99, written by Denise Camp with art by Jonas Scarf. And we've got characters like Ben Parker, Black Panther, Captain America. That's another book I didn't read too much of. Ultimate Black Panther, I've read a few issues of it, and it just wasn't for me, so I kind of dropped off of that one. J. Jonah Jameson, Mary Jane, the kids, the characters from Ultimate X-Men are in this. Ultimates characters. It's crazy. So we're gonna see how this all wraps up in 32 pages. I thought this would get like an oversized kind of thing, but no, we're getting 32 pages to wrap this entire universe up. So we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, and that's really all I could say about that. So there we go. And believe it or not, that's going to wrap it up for another edition of Friday First, shortest edition of this show in the 104 episodes that I've been doing this show. But I will be back next week for the first episode of 2026 as we talk about the first books coming out in 2026. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this year of content here on the channel, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. Consider hitting that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss any of the episodes on this channel, and looking forward to the new show, Jumping on Point, that I have coming up in the new year as well. Of course, you can follow me across social media at Only Good Comics, or type in onlygoodcomics.com to take you right back to this YouTube channel where we talk about only good comics. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take care. Keep reading those comics. Happy New Year, and I'll see you soon.